What is up, XRP family? Thank you guys for joining the video for today. Let's dig in. We have some interesting stuff to go through, and we can see, guys, that XRP is really going crazy right now. Things are heating up, especially because they want to say to you that they are not buying Bitcoin. Look at this. XRP is trading at 3.1 right now, right? How long is this going to take before suppression is actually finished? Here we can see that Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent has stated that the US government will not be purchasing Bitcoin. Let's take a look.
To get into the 21st century, a Bitcoin strategic reserve. We're not going to be buying that, but we are going to use confiscated assets and continue to build that up. We're going to stop selling that. I believe that Bitcoin reserve at today's prices is somewhere between 15 and 20 billion.
And Mr. Secretary, all of these ideas to monetize the asset side.
Very interesting. The end game is XRP. Is that really true? Do they want to actually focus more on something that is actually useful instead of Bitcoin? Bitcoin is something that you can just be holding, which is not bad as well. But what are they going to do? 8.6 is 8.15, and then suddenly price will increase massively before you even know it. Ripple highlighted as a potential security solution during webinar as in 2016 Swift network hack is mentioned. Now take a great look, guys. These are the things that you have to really look at.
The market dominance of SWIFT, the Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunications. We'll talk more about SWIFT. And so why is the security so important? Well, we know why it's so important. Is Ripple more secure than SWIFT? Well, SWIFT is terribly secure. However, I'll mention an infamous event that happened in 2016 that goes to show the old adage that, as the designers of the Maginot Line learned, you're only as secure as the weakest link. So hackers exploited weaknesses in the firewall of the central bank of Bangladesh. It's called Bangladesh Bank. The weakness was said to be, and this could be apocryphal, but said to be a misconfigured $20 Radio Shack router. And because of that weakness, hackers were able to gain access to the Bangladesh Bank's SWIFT credentials for its account at the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. And with those SWIFT credentials, stole $81 million from the Bangladesh Bank's account at FRBNY. So SWIFT is secure, but if you get the SWIFT credentials because of some lack of security somewhere else, that's a problem. Open question whether Ripple can mitigate this. By the way, much of that $81 million amount was turned into chips at various casinos in Macau and elsewhere, and most of the money was never recovered. It really is challenging the market.
As you can see, guys, security is something that is also a very big thing. How can you possibly hack blockchain? It's not possible, right? Again, Ripple is winning with this. Here we can see 8.14, the global reset is coming. 8.15 is all the goods. The train has left the station. These are all Mr. Poopouts when you know it's your last chance to use your paycheck for more XRP. Everyone deep in their hearts is waiting for the end of the world to come. And this is all meaning it's just a new beginning, not to be very depressive about an end of the world. This just means that a new world is starting and is beginning, right? A new financial world. Trump being one of the main people that will actually start all of that. And Trump is now in administration. So a lot of these signs were already there a long time ago. Unlike other stablecoins, RLUSD is designed to meet the rigorous expectations of leading financial institutions, documentation only. The convergence of TradeFi and DeFi is gaining momentum. What's driving this shift, and who are the key players advocating for this alignment? The crypto industry has hit an inflection point as the technology matures and attention shifts to real-world utility and institutional adoption. One of the biggest drivers of convergence between TradeFi and DeFi is the rise of stablecoin utility. Unlike other stablecoins that are geared towards retail use, RLUSD is designed to meet the rigorous expectations of leading financial institutions. You have to understand, RLUSD was a very big step for XRP, for Ripple, because RLUSD is something that you can really use in the banking system. You cannot trade money for XRP and leave it in XRP because that's too volatile. That's why they created RLUSD, to keep it in a stable coin and it will not move in volatility, right? Example of the third-party SWIFT technology provider Valante, which is Ripple enabled through a partnership allowing XRP to be utilized on the SWIFT network as an ISO 222 compliant token, documented 4 times. Volplay supports all major cross-border payments networks: SWIFT, SWIFT GPI, Ripple. We view Valante as a critical partner for building Ripple's new real-time data-rich payments network. Selected Valante Technologies US Fedwire as a service in the cloud. Valante responded that customers can make use of XRP on its platform since it is connected to Ripple. This is all just the beginning, right? Like, what you're seeing now is just scratching the surface. Valante has helped us reduce SWIFT processing time from hours to seconds. How are they saying this while they are also integrated with Ripple, right? This movement towards ISO 202 goes beyond just compliance with a SWIFT or market infrastructure. As you can see, be found in that of Ripple. The greater example of this can be found in that of Ripple, the perennial SWIFT competitor, announced in May 2020 that it would join the ISO 222. Again, there is so much evidence, guys, so much evidence that they are going to use this. Breaking news, the US SEC reviewing XRP ETF applications approval. Here we can see that there are some rumors about the US SEC is currently reviewing several applications for spot exchange traded funds based on XRP. Several asset managers, including Grayscale, Bitwise, 21 Shares, decision deadlines. The SEC has set deadlines for these applications between 18 October and 25th of October. So I do not know the source of this. I do not know who wrote this. Like, this could be someone that just wrote this on the internet. Like, I do not know the source. So again, just take this with a grain of salt, right? Many analysts and market observers are optimistic about the chances of approval, especially given the SEC's recent approval of Bitcoin and Ethereum. But the thing is, guys, when this happens, there will not be a sign or anything. They will just do it. And if you're holding XRP, you're quite lucky when something like this happens. Peter FitzSimons lists Sydney home for 23 million. 23 is 23 chromosomes. The block looks like hanged man shape. 122-year-old dwelling. 122 is 816. Skull and bones. Like, a lot of these decoders are saying that August is quite interesting for price to do something special. XRP indirectly caused the crypto crash today. The reason that crypto and XRP crashed today is the same reason that's going to make XRP blast off. It crashed because the USA announced they won't be buying BTC. They will use what they already have confiscated. They won't be buying BTC because they already have what they need, and that's XRP. You have no idea the amount of wealth that you are currently holding. Take it off the exchanges and put it on a cold wallet, period. Hydra, XRP, and XLM specifically. Tangent. So here you can see Treasury Secretary Bissett says the US government is not buying Bitcoin. This actually caused some kind of crash on the market, but don't be fooled. Everything is already programmed. They know exactly what they are doing. Confidential institution investor presentation. SWIFT is being upgraded to Ripple. Interesting stuff to be saying. Let's take a look.
There are many use cases now, very successful investment use cases. And I won't go through these in detail other than to say very briefly that there are good reasons why a lot of value is being captured. So if you look at number one, as I already mentioned, we need infrastructure to allow for the digitalization of finance and commerce. And that's being created by companies with names like Anchorage and Fireblocks and Kraken and so on. And these are digital custodians or wallets or marketplaces. And we're investors in all of those, are ones that we show as examples here. In terms of monies and commodities and assets, the same thing is true. We're taking things like SWIFT or Visa or MasterCard, and we're upgrading them into digital equivalents, which have names like Ripple or Yellow Card. And we're digitalizing monies like the US dollar into things like Tether and Circle, and we're an investor in Tether and Circle as well. At the commodity level, we can take gold, and you can buy and sell gold physically or through derivatives like ETFs. But we're now tokenizing gold, so you can buy and sell gold over digital wallets and digital infrastructure with things like Pax Gold. So we can do it with traditional commodities. Of course, Bitcoin and Ethereum are new to the world commodities, and we were early investors in them as well. And then you can do it with any other asset. So we can actually take any asset, like the example here, a money market fund from BlackRock. We can tokenize that and make that money market fund called BIDL be available in digital infrastructure anywhere in the world 24/7. And that's why BlackRock's so excited by the tokenization of other real world assets.
So as you can see, guys, they are talking about investments that are new, like Bitcoin and Ethereum. He didn't say XRP, and you know why? XRP is not really the same as a commodity. He views Bitcoin and Ethereum like that because he knows that he connected Swift with Ripple if you listened closely. Like, he literally said that. And to actually bring this tokenization to a reality, you need those two working together, right? And that's exactly what he's saying. I have never heard Brett Garlinghouse, David Schwartz, Monica Long, Chris Larson, or anyone else at Ripple tell us to buy XRP. Funny that Michael Saylor spends a lot of time telling everyone they should buy Bitcoin. If you have to tell people to buy it, then it's got issues. Now, I'm not 100% agreeing with this, but it's true though. Brett Garlinghouse never says to buy XRP. He never says XRP will change the world and it will. He only says that Ripple as a company is actually working towards something that can change the world. But they never say that XRP is going to be so much in value you really have to buy it, because, and they also know the danger of this, of course. And Michael Saylor is not like an advocate for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is for everyone. He's not the face of Bitcoin. Yes, he has this large investment in Bitcoin and he has this whole thing going on, but it doesn't mean that he has to advocate for people to buy Bitcoin, because he doesn't care. Believe me, he has billions of dollars and he doesn't care whether you buy Bitcoin or not. He's just a big believer in Bitcoin, and that's just what it is. Again, XRP trading at 3.1 right now, which could be very interesting, guys, because let's take a look at the coin market cap here, where we can see that again we're still accumulating out of this bigger accumulation, which still tells me that is a very bullish sign. The only thing we have to do is to really go into that price discovery, which is above $3 and above $4, because then there is no limit, right? So still we are kind of retesting the levels here. We didn't completely go yet, but I believe it is not far away. The last breakdown was to shake everyone out maybe and then continue. Again, it might visit a bit of lower prices before the real takeoff will happen. So stay tuned, guys. Don't be weak. Thank you very much for watching this video. See you in the next one. Cheers.